There are things that, there are parts I played that I wish I hadn't.
I'm David Rams from tvmovie.de in Germany. How are you doing there?
Well, thank you.
Good.
Wie geht's?
Wie geht's? Sehr gut. Thank you so much for taking your time to talk to me about this amazing show. And I'm so glad Bert is back, because I was afraid that, how his role would actually evolve in the second season. And I think he takes a very interesting turn. Is it actually true that John got you on board for the show in the first season in the first place?
Well, I don't know, but John and I have known each other from when we were very young. And we were actors in New York together, trying to get a job. And we've been friends for a very long time. I've been in 2 or 3 of his movies that he directed. And likewise, Ben Stiller, I've known him for a very long time. I was in a play with him 30 years ago. And I was friends with his parents. So there was that. Plus, it was a good part. And I think that's how it happened. We all knew each other.
Patricia, it's so interesting because I think in the second season of the show, without, of course, spoiling too much, the sentiment towards actually your character changes a little bit, at least in my opinion. So do you also see her as this villainous entity, or is she also maybe a little bit of a victim of that company?
Yeah, I think she's in conflict. I think she does love Lumen and hate it as well. In this second season, there's a lot more anger within her, I think, towards them, and a sense of righteousness, like that they should take her back and value her and see what she's bringing to them. But you also get to see a lot of her backstory later and understand why, what Lumen means to her and when this became a part of her life. And the atmosphere that she grew up in, the place, the geography, the way that survival in this place was, how that impacted her.
In your career, there are so many interesting roles you took on. And because of the topic of the show, I really would love to know, is there like any role that you just wish you could have taken an elevator down and cut it off from your personal life because it sort of haunted you, the characters you played, and so on?
Well, there are things that there are parts I played that I wish I hadn't, but it was because I wasn't good. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Hopefully not too many times, but there are things that I probably should have thought twice about. But that's unusual, and I'm an actor who's always had to be, I think, a little bit lucky. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. But it has to do with things that I can't control. So yes, but I think for the most part, things worked out pretty good.
I think there's been a few parts that I felt like, woof, I really have to leave this person here. And there's been parts of my life outside of work that I thought, okay, I'm so glad that part's over. I never want to look back on that. So there's been that too.
I think probably middle school. I really want to skip middle school. Send somebody else.
Mean. They're so mean.
Yeah, it's hard. It's puberty. It's a rough age.
I would love to know regarding your character of Bert. There's like his innie and there's his outie. Did you see them as like two different characters that you portrayed, or how did you approach that aspect?
Yes, I think that when he works at Lumen, for one thing, you see him always in the lab coat And in the second season, when he's out, you see the house that he lives in. He dresses differently. He has a partner in his life. It's a little bit, you know, like when you meet an actor who you've seen dozens of times on the screen, and then you meet them in person, and they're very different from what you expect. You know, sometimes actors who are extremely funny, when you meet them, they're very serious.
Sie schätzen sie nicht. Sie fürchten sie.